guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors trade have once again shaken up the entire NBA landscape, and this time it feels bigger than anyone could have expected. When the news broke earlier today, fans across the league were stunned. Analysts were scrambling to make sense of it, and social media instantly exploded with reactions. What exactly happened? And how did the Warriors pull off something so shocking that it's now being described as one of the most unexpected twists in recent NBA memory? Well, buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Their Warriors have always been a team that refuses to fade into the background. Even when doubters thought their dynasty window had closed, they've managed to reinvent themselves, reload, and come back swinging. This time, however, the shock comes from a move that nobody saw coming. Sources close to the organization confirmed that Golden State has executed a move that could completely alter their trajectory, not just for the season, but for the next several years. Players, executives, and even rival coaches are reportedly in disbelief, with many describing it as a league-altering decision. For Warriors fans, this is both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. On one hand, the move signals boldness, ambition, and a desire to maximize the remainder of Stephen Curry's prime. On the other hand, it raises questions about chemistry, fit, and whether Golden State is risking too much in pursuit of another championship banner. Still, the one thing everyone can agree on is that this move has instantly become the talk of the league. The news broke late last night when several reliable insiders dropped hints on social media, suggesting that the Warriors were working behind the scenes on something monumental. At first, fans brushed it off as speculation, especially since the franchise had been relatively quiet in recent weeks. But then came the confirmation Golden State had pulled the trigger and it was official. The NBA world woke up to headlines blasting across every major sports outlet, all carrying the same message. Their Warriors have shocked the league once again. To understand the magnitude of this move, we need to look at the context. Their Warriors have been battling through a roller coaster season, dealing with injuries, inconsistent play, and constant scrutiny about whether their dynasty core could still compete at the highest level. There's been chatter about Draymond Green's fiery temperament, questions about Klay Thompson's future, and debates about whether the younger players like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podski were ready to step up. Through all this, Stephen Curry has continued to play at an elite level, carrying the team night after night, but the front office knew something had to change. The franchise could have played it safe, waited for the off-season, or even leaned fully into a rebuild. Instead, they decided to swing for the fences. According to multiple reports, their Warriors have made a move that not only adds star power, but also positions them as legitimate contenders. Once again, the identity of the player involved and the exact details of the move are still being pieced together, but early indications suggest that Golden State has secured a game-changer. Someone who can immediately impact both ends of the floor and relieve some of the immense burden currently sitting on Curry's shoulders. Reactions from around the league have been pouring in. Rival executives are reportedly frustrated, with one anonymous GM quoted as saying, "Their Warriors just don't go away. Every time you think they're done, they find a way to come back stronger." Analysts on national television shows have spent the entire morning dissecting the movie, calling it bold, risky, and potentially season-defining. Even current and former players have chimed in on social media, with some praising the front office's aggressiveness while others questioned whether this gamble will truly pay off. Warriors fans, however, have been buzzing with excitement. Outside the Chase Center, groups of supporters were spotted celebrating, waving flags, and chanting Curry's name as if the team had just won a championship. Online hashtags related to the movie immediately started trending worldwide, with fans debating lineups, matchups, and what this means for their chances in the Western Conference playoffs. Some are already calling it the move of the decade, while others are urging caution, reminding everyone that chemistry and execution on the court ultimately determine success. But let's not forget the emotional side of this story. For the Warriors to make such a move, sacrifices had to be made. Reports confirm that at least one beloved player has been included in the deal, someone who has been part of the locker room culture and contributed to the Warriors' identity. Losing a familiar face is always tough, and fans have been expressing mixed emotions celebrating the arrival of a potential superstar while mourning the departure of someone who has given their all to the franchise. That bittersweet balance is something Golden State has had to navigate before. And once again, they're proving that in the pursuit of greatness, difficult decisions are sometimes unavoidable. The timing of this move couldn't be more intriguing. With the playoffs looming and the Western Conference as competitive as ever, their Warriors needed something to separate themselves from the pack. Teams like the Denver Nuggets, Los Angeles Clippers, and Minnesota Timberwolves have been surging. While squads like the Lakers and Mavericks continue to pose serious threats, Golden State knows the margin for error is razor thin, and that's why this move matters so much. It could be the factor that tips the balance in their favor when it matters most. Now, what does this mean for Stephen Curry? Let's be clear, this move is as much about him as it is about the Warriors' future. At 37 years old, Curry continues to redefine what it means to age gracefully in the NBA. He's still dropping 30-plus points on any given night. Still hitting logo threes and still serving as the heartbeat of the franchise. But he can't do it alone forever. By making this bold move, the Warriors are sending a clear message. They're committed to giving Curry every possible chance to add another championship to his already legendary run. That's not just a basketball decision. It's a legacy decision. Meanwhile, head coach Steve Kerr now has the fascinating challenge of integrating this new piece into the puzzle. Kerr has always been a master of adjustments, building systems that maximize both stars and role players. The big question now is how quickly the new addition can mesh with Curry, Draymond, and the rest of the roster. Will it take time for chemistry to develop, or will we see an instant spark that propels Golden State back into dominance? As the dust settles and the details continue to emerge, one thing is clear. Their Warriors aren't done yet. They're not ready to hand over the throne. They're not ready to fade into obscurity, and they're certainly not ready to let Stephen Curry's greatness go to waste. Whether this gamble leads to another championship paraded in San Francisco or becomes a cautionary tale, it will be remembered as one of the boldest moments in franchise history. So, buckle up, Warriors fans. The ride is just beginning. With this shocking move, the Golden State Warriors have once again reminded the NBA that they are and always will be a team that refuses to back down. The league is stunned, the fans are electrified, and the story is far from over. This is the Warriors' moment, and once again, they found a way to keep us all on the edge of our seats.